today we will start another new topic which is very important and interesting, this topic, just listen it carefully and do not forget to revise it. Okay, so today's topic is water supply and purification unit. Means the water that is supplied to the household, how it is supplied, or in what by passing which all steps that water is coming to our household. All of us in our house, I think we got the supplied water, that water that is supplied by the municipality, and that water is generally it is collected from river. Okay, from any of the lake or river it is collected, and how from that river water is collected and that water is supplied to our household. It involves number of steps. Okay, that all steps today we will discuss. Okay, and with that again we will discuss how we can purify water in our house. Okay, house technique or different household method to purify water, that also we will discuss. Okay, so let us discuss this topic. Let us discuss the step one by one. Just listen to it carefully. So as I said, whenever we are talking about the water supply unit, whenever water is supplied to different household, at first water need to be collected in a place. Okay, then only in the big water tanks they are collecting water and they are supplying that water from that tank to different household. So from where they are getting water, how they are storing it, that all we will discuss. So first they will collect water from river or lake. Okay, suppose river. As we are, I am here discussing about water that we are getting. It is they are taking that water from the river. If you might have noticed, there is a river in between Junagadh and Dharmagad, Hatti Nadi. Okay, from there they are collecting water. Here I am discussing about the water supply unit of our town. Okay, so here at first they will collect water from the river by using a pump. Okay, by using a pump they will collect water. Okay, and that water, it is not the pure form of water. See, the direct water that they have collected from the river, it is not at all a pure form of water because it got a lot of impurities in it. So they will clean that water by a number of steps. Okay, so at first, after taking water or after taking water by the help of pump, they will allow this water to store in a tank. Okay, what this tank is called? This tank is called sedimentation tank. Okay, this is a tank, we call it as sedimentation tank. Okay, in this sedimentation tank they will allow water, whichever water they have collected, they will allow it. So what happened? Already we have discussed the process of sedimentation. Just remember what is the process of sedimentation. When we will allow the impure water, suppose take mud water, when we will allow the mud water to settle, then what will happen? All the heavier particles that are the mud, that will be settled down and the clean water will be at the top. This process is called what? Sedimentation. So this is the sedimentation tank. They will allow the collected water at first to store in the sedimentation tank, so that down all the heavier particles will be settled. Okay, down all the heavier particles will be settled and at the top we will get the little pure form of water. So while doing this process, here they are adding one chemical called alum. Okay, in general we are also calling it as fitkiri. Okay, fitkiri is nothing but alum. So what is the work of alum? Already we have discussed while teaching you the sedimentation process. Already I said you again with it, if alum will combine, then it will make the mud particle again more heavier, so that they will settle down very quickly. Got it? So this is the process by which they will increase the rate of sedimentation. Okay, they will use one chemical, that is alum, or in general we are calling it as fitkiri. Okay, and this process of sedimentation by using chemical is known as loading. Okay, this process is known as loading, in which the chemical, that is the alum, it will combine with the mud particle, or it will combine with the solid particles, and will make it to settle down very quickly, because it makes the particles heavy, and heavier objects, they will settle more quicker. So here this is the process. At first it should be done. This is the first process by which water is collected. This is the second process by which the collected water should be stored. The collected water can be stored in a sedimentation tank. Okay. Now from this sedimentation tank, they will allow this water to store in a filtration tank. Okay. So after sedimentation, which process? After the completion of sedimentation, we have to repeat which process? Decantation. Already this all topic we have done. So after sedimentation, we have to release the clear water slowly to the another container or another tank. This is called as filtration tank. Okay. This filtration tank contains some layers. The first layer is the layer of sand. The second layer is the layer of gravels. And the third layer is the layer of charcoal. Okay. So this filtration tank has a number of layers. Sand layer, then gravels, then charcoal, which will make, see, this decanted water is not so pure. Here only the heavier particles are settled down. But again this water is not clear now. Again we need to filter it. Means some of the insoluble impurities should be taken down. Like some straw particles, or some lighter particles, or the leaves of plants, they will not settle down because they are not heavier. So that all kind of things need to be filtered out. So we have to take, or this decanted water is poured into the filtration tank. Then this water gets filtered, and then again it is collected in another tank. We call it as chlorination tank. Now here we got filtered water, but it is not free of germs. Okay, so we have to make it germ free. So here this tank is called chlorination tank. Chlorination tank. So this water is then allowed to store in a tank called as chlorination tank. See, chlorine is a chemical which acts as a disinfectant. Generally we are using bleaching powder. Okay, bleaching powder contains, bleaching powder is a form of chlorine only. Okay, so whenever we will apply chlorine in water, means chlorine will kill all the germs of water. It will disinfect water. Okay, so again I am repeating. At first we will collect it. We will allow to settle the heavier particles in sedimentation tank. Then that water, that decanted water, is collected in the filtration tank to filter out some insoluble impurities. Then we will allow it. This is the third one. Okay, we need a pump, and from here they will allow it to store in water tanks. Okay. Okay. So there are in different towns, there are big water tanks that are present, which is the storing place of the disinfected hot water. Okay. Tank, storage tank. Okay. Storage tank. Then from this storage tank, by the help of the pipeline, they will supply water to different households. Okay, pipelines will be connected. It will be underground. The pipelines will be underground. You might have most of the time seen constructing the pipelines. Okay, and it is then supplied to the different households, to different colonies. Okay, then it is supplied to different households. Okay. Now it is supplied to different households. So this is how they will collect water and they will supply this water to different households. So again I am repeating. So the first process is to collect water from river or lakes, and water from there, it is not at all pure. That's why they need to purify the water. So they undergo several processes. The first one is the sedimentation. They will apply the water to store in a sedimentation tank, then to the filtration tank, then to the chlorination tank, and then they will store it in a water storage tank, and it is then supplied to different households. Okay. So we can the household they can avail the water, and that water sometimes, if you will take the example of rainy seasons. Okay, again sometimes due to the blockage of pipeline, okay, it happens sometimes due to some reason. If the pipeline will get damaged, means the drainage pipeline and the pipeline of the supply water, if it will be nearer to each other, then if there will be breakage in the drainage and the supplied by water, then the drainage water may come inside the supplied pipe, or during the rainy days also, due to the dead remaining of the animals in the rivers, we cannot get the purest form of water. Whether after treating with chlorine also, again we need to purify that water, and here we will read how we will purify water in our house. Okay, after getting water, or after getting the supplied water from the municipality, that water should be again, it should be cleaned. Okay, so that we can use it and it will not harm us. Got it? So what steps are followed to clean water in house? The first one is filtration. Okay, here they are using different method of filtration. They are using sand, gravel and charcoal for filtration. In our house we cannot do this method. Most appropriate or most commonly we should use the muslin cloth. Okay, some net like cloth is there. You can ask your mothers. Muslin cloth, or a simple cotton cloth also we can use, so that the impurities, if it will come, then it will be filtered out. Okay, sometimes in some household I have seen, if this is the pipe, they will just wrap, they have wrapped the muslin cloth over the opening of the pipe. Okay, if this is the tap, okay, then they have just wrapped the muslin cloth over the opening of the tap, so that when they will open the tap, water will come in the filtration format down. Okay, so this is called filtration. The most commonly cloth, cotton or muslin cloth is used for filtration. After filtration also, again we have to make that water germ free. That's why the second bacteria or that kind of microorganisms can be again taken out from water by adding the disinfectant. What is the disinfectant? Already we have discussed, chlorine. So after boiling, again we can add chlorine. Generally bleaching powder is used, so chlorine is used in you might have observed in swimming pools. Okay, they are adding bleaching powder to make the pool water what disinfect. So these are some of the steps which can be followed after getting the supplied water, because the supplied water is always not will be in the pure form. Okay, so these techniques or these methods can be adapted to get a clean form of water. Anyhow, nowadays in most of the households we got the RO water, but remember the water. See, whenever we are talking about the potable water, what is potable water? Potable water means water that can be fit for drinking. Okay, this water, see, after applying the bleaching powder, it is not exactly little bit fit for drinking purpose, but we can use it for some other household works. Okay, so which kind of water is potable, means which kind of water it is suitable to drink. See, there are some criteria for potable water. The water should not have any color, that water should not have any smell. Okay, this is the first point. If we are talking about the suitable water or potable water means water that should not have any smell or taste or color. Okay, if it got any color or smell, then this is not a potable water. Okay, again that water should be having some dissolved mineral in it, like sodium or magnesium or chlorine, which is very essential for our health. But nowadays, we are using the RO water. RO water is purifying the water, but by the same time it is taking out all the dissolved mineral from the water. Okay, so the potable water should contain the dissolved mineral also with it, so that it will be good for our health, or it will make us fit. Okay, so this is all how we can treat a water, or this is how we can clean water, and this is the techniques how water is supplied, the municipality how they are supplying water. Okay, isn't it very interesting? So again you go through the topic again, by your own you try to make this diagram. Okay, by your own you just in your fair notebook try to make it so that it will be clear. Okay, so again revise this topic. So in the next class we will move on to our next something new topic, and if you will get any doubt from this topic, then you can ask me.